I don't think a human can become a fruitarian back for a while. He has or she has got so far off in or lost in the world of duality, in world of creation. Look at the attitudes, look at the battles. I don't like you, I want to kill you. I mean, we're so lost in the negative energies right now. So man has been eating off point for a lot of centuries and a lot of generations. And so Dr. Walker's work went back, like I said, 12, 15, and 20 million years. And one of the things that I felt very interesting about their viewpoint was looking at modern man and making the comment that man, his organs and glands have not adapted to an omnivorous diet. And boy, is that ever true. You want to make that argument, take a look at the average person is so sick, even the young people. Their genetics are getting them, their kidneys are down, their lymphatic systems are just unreal. Tumors in babies, all of this sort of thing. So man is a victim of his thinking of diet. And the proof of that is in clinical work, we can turn you totally around. Like you said, we can pull you out of a wheelchair. If you got MS, Lou Gehrig's, you have a spinal injury, they'll pull you right out of there. If you got liver tumors, whatever, but you have to understand the simplicity of how the body works, the simplicity of the laws of nature, and a few things like that, and you're off and running. The medical world is lost in the mental side of life. Sometimes when you start off with wrong theories, and those theories are perpetrated by the wealthy, then you end up becoming a killing machine. And that's what's going on right now. Allopathy has literally become a killing machine. And so you have to back off from that and take a look at that and realize how simple health is and how simple it is to understand how humans have got where they're at. And then how do you fix where the human state of health is at, which is not good. It's sliding down. I tell you, genetically, kids are born without faces now. I mean, it is a sick world. I mean, look at the news and what you see, the 20-year-olds, the 30-year-olds, one 23-year-old out making funeral arrangements for herself. That's ridiculous. You can fix her. But that allopathy doesn't get that. That's lost in its own narcissism. And the training was all wrong. And so if you said it earlier when we were talking, it's common sense, awareness, that sort of thing is lacking in that modality. The naturopathic modality, we look at the cause of things. We don't treat symptoms. If you treat a symptom, you're never going to find your remedy. You got to understand why you suffer. Why is that pain there? What's causing that tumor there in your body? Why do you have whatever you have, whatever you're diagnosed with, cancer, whatever the medical doctors used as a diagnosis? But what does that mean in reality? What does cancer mean? What's going on in your body when someone diagnoses you with cancer? All of these things, you learn that, and it'll set you free. It'll literally set you free and empower you to go, you know what, I can fix myself. There's times for ERs. I worked years in emergency rooms. There's times for surgeries. That's it. When you're working with the theory of disease, that's the killing machine. And the theory of disease is 17th century crap. They're still working on that. And then with the Rockefeller, I think you know about the Rockefeller people who perpetrated that concept of disease and the germ, and the pill in the pharmaceutical companies, Standard Oil, all of that history brings you to where we are now. The treatment of an illusionary concept with toxic pharmaceuticals that have high fatal events to them. So people are dying all over the place. Just from normal pharmaceuticals, not to mention the B words.
Yeah, and that's something I think that has become quite obvious when people have taken the time to go more into that rabbit hole and actually do some research. And it's almost like, in the more conspiracy theory world, there can be all these people conspiring, but ultimately what I believe is more like a financial thing, where when you heal eating fruits, you're basically against a whole money machine. And I think that's why people like you get banned or censored, is because you're you're ruining the market, basically.